You ever step off a plane after months overseas, feeling like all you want is your own couch, your own air, and a minute of peace? Yeah, that was me. Boots. Still dusty, sunburned, barely holding it together as I rolled into Oak Ridge Estates. I'd pictured this moment, dropping my bag, maybe letting the dog out, cracking a beer on the back deck I'd built with my own hands the summer before I shipped out. But what I got, man, that was something else. I pulled up and right there in my driveway, balloons everywhere, somebody's having a party, and I thought, maybe it's some welcome home deal, the neighbors going all out. But then I see the name on my mailbox, Jenkins family. And it's like the world tilts a little. That's my house. Bought it with my VA loan 3 years ago. Nobody ever said squat about a Jenkins. My chest tightened, palms sweating, and for a second I wondered if I'd gotten the wrong address, but there it was, my garden gnome, my lawn flamingo, everything just how I left it, except not. On the porch, this family was camped out like they owned the place, Mom swirling coffee from my mug, Dad with his feet up, reading the paper, their kids shrieking in my pool, and it all felt like a bad dream you can't wake up from. That's when the door swings open, and out walks Evelyn Harper, president of our HOA, silver hair wound, tight lips, even tighter, that voice like sugar over a knife. "Sergeant Keller," she says, cool as ever, "you're home early." "No, thank you for your service." "No, welcome back." Just her handing me this massive folder like it's a routine delivery. Inside legal documents, some power of attorney I'd supposedly signed while at Fort Benning. She claimed I'd agreed to let the HOA convert my house into emergency shelter for flood victims, FEMA money and all. My signature was right there at the bottom, except I'd never signed a thing, never even talked about it with anyone. The paperwork was a joke, like someone copied my scrawl from old Army records, slapped it on every page, and called it legal. I must have looked ready to deck someone, but Evelyn just watched. Cool as you please. Her voice so low, only I could hear. "Your lawyer handled everything coordinated with federal relief. It's all above board." And she dropped another bomb while I was out dodging IEDs the HOA had racked up, over $7,500 in city fines against me supposedly for maintenance, unpaid bills, even some made-up lien. I'd set up automatic payments, always squared things away, but suddenly I was drowning in debt I never made. The Jenkins dad, polite enough, looked over. "Everything okay?" Evelyn gave him that Stepford smile and said, "Just a little paperwork, nothing for you to worry about." But she leaned into me. "You fight this. It's going to get ugly. You want to come home or you want a war?" And I'll admit there was this cold, deadly calm in my bones, the kind you only get before all hell breaks loose. Didn't take me long to head for the county clerk. Checked my deed. Nothing wrong still in my name, but city liens had been stacked up like firewood, justifying the takeover. Meanwhile, I sat in my truck across the street, watching the Jenkinses live my life, watering my plants, grilling under my patio umbrella, calling Evelyn Miss Evie like she was their fairy godmother. Delivery vans rolled up with boxes labeled Federal Disaster Relief. The whole setup was too slick, too rehearsed. I called the lawyer on the docks, Laura Bennett, Richmond, Virginia, left her a message, digging through her website, finding nothing but glowing testimonials from soldiers who'd protected their homes by letting FEMA use them. One guy, Ramirez, apparently got $500 a month just for paperwork. Funny how nobody I knew ever mentioned that. She finally called me back, smooth professional, barely giving me room to talk. "All fees are federal, Sergeant," she said. "Classified casework-based legal has the files." She hung up fast, pointing me back to Army bureaucracy. Classic runaround. That night I'm watching pizza delivery drivers come and go from my own damn door. A government SUV rolling up for compliance checks, and it hits me, this isn't just a paperwork mix-up. This is a machine, a scam greased by fake feds and HOA power trips. Evelyn always had it out for me. Her brother washed out of the Army, and she never let it go, maybe saw my VA mortgage as a personal insult. I knew I needed backup guys who understood the kind of war you fight on home turf. Called Alex Rivera, my old recon partner he was in before I finished my story. By midnight, the squad was back. Miguel Santos, now a legal aid bulldog Tank Johnson supply guy who could sniff a scam from a mile off, and Dr. Lena Vargas, combat medic turned pattern finder. We met up at this greasy diner, coffee like tar, everyone leaning in as I spread out the evidence. Alex tapped his iPad, showed me my HOA's site was re-registered the week I deployed. Miguel called out the forged signature federal crime easy. Tank. He just muttered, "Ain't no way we let a paper-pushing shark steal from one of our own." Lena shook her head. "So how do we hit back without getting burned?" That's when we rolled up 4 trucks blocking my driveway like we were setting up a perimeter. The Jenkins family, halfway through packing, they'd gotten a notice. Apparently they had to move on. Just pawns. Evelyn rolled in white-knuckled, yelling about protocol violations. Alex kept it calm. "Private support, ma'am. Nothing illegal." Miguel handed her his card, said, "Any discrepancies, call me." Evelyn seethed, muttered into her phone, "You have no idea what you've started." She wasn't kidding. The next morning, my truck was gone towed for some made-up HOA violation, sitting in a yard owned by her cousin, $300 plus a daily fee. Code inspectors swarmed, citing fence height, pool filter, any excuse to bleed me dry. Every day, new letters, $20, $1,000 in damages for disruption. I saw how they'd done it. Her husband worked in county records. Her sister-in-law cleaned the books. Her nephew ran it. Even the title clerk next door. They'd hit another vet last year, forced him out with threats to his job. But we weren't giving up. Miguel started paperwork for countersuits. Lena documented. Every visit, Tank grilled the code inspectors. When it got darkest, I'll be honest, doubt crept in. I'd survived war zones, but this was something different. Harder, in a way. But then Miguel had an idea: host a backyard property rights chat open invite. Made flyers, got a permit, even brought in a retired HOA insider, Mr. Wilkins, who'd tangled with Evelyn for years. Saturday came and my yard was full old ladies with cookies, young families trading stories, everyone tired of getting pushed around. Wilkins pulled me aside, hands trembling. She's been targeting deployed soldiers for years. Her family's whole business is built on this faking, record-skimming federal money. Your fight is ours now. Neighbors started coming forward. One said Evelyn threatened her job over garden gnomes. Another said she lost her rental to the same scam. The tide was turning. Sunday cops rolled up something about federal privacy violations. One of them, Officer Jake Riley, used to be in my unit. He just whispered, "Watch your back. These calls stink. Not real feds. And wouldn't you know it?" Tank recognized one of the federal compliance officers, Vince, an old security contractor now working these scams. "Nah," Vince said, shaking his head. "I'm out and left on the spot." We filmed the whole thing, posted it online, blew up overnight. Evelyn's federal crew exposed as frauds. My phone rang. Agent Sarah Thompson, Real FBI Fraud Division. "Your case matches an active investigation. Evelyn's crew is part of a multi-state ring targeting military homeowners, siphoning millions in fake relief. The next week, feds raided Evelyn's house, arrested her, and her family found $1.8 million stolen lists of deployed soldiers' addresses, forged POAs. My house finally cleared. Flag waving again on my porch, coffee in my own mug, sun coming up over a neighborhood that felt new. Wilkins took over as HOA president. Rules actually made sense. For once, folks started helping each other out instead of spying from behind curtains. But you know what still keeps me up sometimes? How easy it was for one bitter person to twist power use community as a cover for greed. For every Evelyn we catch, how many more slip through? Who's really watching the watchers or HOAs about protecting neighborhoods or just controlling them? So I'll leave it there. Porch light on, eyes open. Ever tangled with a nightmare, HOA, or seen justice go sideways? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about what's fair, what's foul, and whether these community watchdogs ever bite themselves. Hit like if you felt that fight, subscribe for more real-life madness, And don't let your guard down because home should always mean home.